Cale Laymen cheated his way into semifinals. James Sprague actually isn't the fittest on earth. Fisagafi is the real deal. Is Roman washed up? There's a couple things I want to talk about, whether or not I'm buying or selling them, headed out of the Mayhem Classic this weekend. Well, kind of a lot's changed since then. For instance, I'm wearing different clothes now.
They called him Baba Yaga.
I'm going to have to touch on this Cale Layman thing just a little bit more than intended because there's been some developments.
The boogeyman?
So let's talk about Mayhem, but stick around to the end because I've got a lot more to say about that. So the Mayhem Classic, to me, looked like an unprecedented success. Everybody who went to it said it was awesome. You had Sean Woodland, Froning, and Angelo in the broadcast booth.
Is going to stumble across the finish
sniper.
line.
Where's the sniper at?
I'm not real happy with it. Just gotta somebody cue the Bradley Cooper American Sniper video.
The streams, no issues. Yeah, a drone might have ran into a tree at one point, but that was about it. The shots were fantastic. We got everything that we needed, and it seemed like a really intimate environment, not only watching the broadcast, but for everybody there. This was really how the semifinals should look, right? We couldn't fill up a stadium at the West Coast Classic, but these intimate, almost regional style events are really exciting, and we've got a lot more of them coming up. So this was a great start to the season, and I hope that the other semifinals can follow suit and put on a great show that we can not only attend, but watch streaming as well if we want to. But into the meat of it. James Sprague isn't the fittest on earth. If he were, he would have won, right? No. James Sprague is just cementing himself even more as the real deal. After coming off his win at Wodapalooza, he comes in here with a ton of really good people and takes fourth. I mean, he beat Jason Hopper, who's somebody consistently mentioned as someone who could win the games. He was right there in it and kind of turned it on at the end, started off with a few rough events. But he really showed that across the board, he's always going to be a threat, always in contention. That is a sell. James Sprague is still the fittest on earth and will be in contention for it once again this year. Buying or selling, Fisagafi is the real deal. Well, this depends on what you're asking. What I'm talking about, is she the real deal that she can be in contention at the games? She switched over to Brute, I think a year ago. I could be off on that. And she's looked really good ever since. With the potential for Tia to be out and Laura to be out, we've been looking for who's the next person to step up. Do I think Fia is one of those people? I actually do. I'm buying this. She's had a great open this year. She's historically had good open finishes in the past, but she missed out on the games last year, and her finishes at the games, I think, were like 25th, 30th, around there at the games that she did make. But something is different since switching over from Brute. She's looked really dominant in certain things. And despite her size, she's been able to lift heavy weights. She looked really good in Heavy Isabel. And it's sort of like a James Sprague type thing where, depending on the programming, I don't think that the weight will necessarily hold her back because she's dominant in other areas. Fisagafi is the real deal. She will be top 10, and she's a threat to podium at the games. Colton or Austin could win the games. Sorry to lump these two together. We always do. I don't even know how it happened. They're 2, 3, 4 inches apart. Austin's definitely taller. But the reason I'm lumping them together is because these are two people that haven't really been discussed as someone who could win the games, unless you're talking about John Young, who from the beginning has said that Austin has that potential. But now I want to talk about it. They just looked really good at an event that had a lot of tall person stuff. People were saying beforehand that it's going to favor the taller athletes, and people are saying now maybe it favored the shorter athletes. But if you look at it on paper and you look at specifically Colton's weaknesses, he has proven that he worked on those weaknesses. And did we really wonder if he was going to work on those weaknesses or if he was going to get better? The only question was going to be how effective can he be at improving those. But he looked good on the bike. He looked good on the rope climbs. He looked good on the run. Colton is a home run hitter who has made his game more balanced and is absolutely a threat to win the games. Austin has a little bit of height that can help obviously in various different areas of CrossFit. But the thing that they both have is that home run hitting ability, that work ethic and drive and showmanship. And Austin is absolutely a threat to win the games. It's hard to put them both in the top 5, and it's very dependent on programming, but I'm going to say there's a good chance that both are in the top 5, and I'm going to say that one of those two will win the games in the next 3 years. I am buying that Colton or Austin or both can win the CrossFit Games. Alexis Rapus is overrated. I'm buying this. I've been watching her for a long time, and to me, it seems like she's always underperforming expectations. And it's not just that. The big thing that I see is a mentality thing. When you look at her body language, she does not have the same killer instinct that some of the other people do. I am buying that she cannot win the CrossFit Games. I am buying that she will not podium, even with potentially Tia and Laura out. Roman is not washed up. Took third this weekend, right? Looked good. Beat folks like Hopper and some other younger guys out there. But I am actually selling that he isn't washed up. Roman's what, 30, 31, 32 now, 31? I don't know. But he has passed his prime, and his opportunity to win the CrossFit Games has gone by. He always underperforms, it seems. He is the Brett Fikowski. He is the Pat Vellner. He can always be in the mix, but he doesn't seem to be able to get it done. He is a jack of all trades, but a master of none. He will not win the CrossFit Games. And with these new guys coming up, he's going to see himself drifting into 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, rather than 2nd, 3rd. Haley Adams, perpetually stuck in the upper middle, or will she break through? I am buying that she is perpetually stuck in that upper middle. Now, I'm very happy for her, especially if she is having fun, which it seems like. And man, every time you think she's always 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, you see her come in and just smash an event, and I love it.
Do or do not.
Because I love Haley. She's so likable, and she's still really young. She had taken a step away for mental health stuff, and she was really low as far as weight's concerned and as far as the amount of weight that she could lift. But man, watching her during Heavy Isabel look like she's going to fail on the 3rd rep and then do it over and over and over. I should pull up the Instagram, but she said,
She got that dog in her.
I got that dog in me. And she does, man. She's out there having fun. She's not worried about it, it seems like. And she still looks great. But what she gained in strength by putting on some weight, she seems to have lost in a little bit of explosiveness in other areas. Looks like she's always going to be right in that 4th to 10th range. I hope that's not the case, but I'm buying there. Jason Hopper can't win the big one. I don't know what to say in this one. I don't. This is the only one that I didn't have a strong opinion on. And maybe it's because the Hiller video is still in my head and we saw Hopper's humanity.
You know, God told me all you're good for is burpees.
We saw his drive to win. We saw the recognition of mistakes he's made. So as that evolution is still happening, you've got to think, well, wait, he's still young enough. He's very talented, and there's changes occurring that maybe could propel him into the ability to win the CrossFit Games. And I've just decided this. I'm going to sell. I should buy, but based on the Hiller video
We called him Baba Yaga.
and the changes that I see occurring, as well as him going over to Brute, I'm not ready to sell the idea that he can't win the big one. What did I say? Did I say buy or did I sell? I don't know. The point is that I'm not ready to give up on Hopper.
Now get up.
And lastly, Cale Laymen cheated his way to semifinals. For now, I am selling that Cale Layman cheated. What?
With a pencil.
I'm struggling. You're struggling? Struggling with what? What is this, a therapy session? You having a midlife crisis? Did you lose your backbone? You're struggling with the thought of justice prevailing? Maybe you need to go lift some heavy weights or eat some protein or something. Grow a pair. Say it. Say it! He cheated. But I'm going to believe him
with a pencil
until we see these events unfold. And seeing these events unfold, I have seen enough to say that it is my opinion that Cale Layman has something to hide. Therefore, I am buying that Cale Layman cheated. Now, what that actually looks like, whether it means that he cheated reps or that his movement wasn't good and it was enough to get him to a semifinal, but then when asked to do it properly, he was not able to perform, or whether it means that he straight up didn't do the workouts or straight up made up a time, I don't know. But what I do know is that where there's smoke, there's fire, and I've got a ton of messages since I made a post and since Hiller's made posts about a lot of weird and similar situations with Cale in the past, with video and not having video, and my iPhone went haywire. Sorry, I don't have that video, guys. From his finish overseas at IF3 to being ranked 7th in the world, but not being top 5 for his 22-year-old collegiate age group at Pit Throwdown, to literally not having video for his open workouts and being top 10 in the world, not once, but twice.
9 times.
The first time you could argue that maybe, oh, he didn't know that he had got that good. He hasn't done this before. He didn't have good advisors around him, whatever, but not twice. There's not anybody who's top 50 in the world. There's not anybody who knows that they have a chance of making semifinals, especially with the new format, who doesn't take video, who doesn't keep video. This stinks to the high heavens, and other than people who are friends with him or have some sort of relationship with him, there's not one person who isn't suspicious of what is going on here and why hasn't he responded yet. It's your reputation and your name that's at stake. You think you would come out and either respond to Hiller, take him up on what appears to be a challenge to redo 25.3 or something, anything. I mean, the guy took 7th in the world last year, and then like 700th at quarterfinals or 600th or something. I did those workouts. They weren't that hard. There are rumors of another qualifier or tournament that didn't check videos where he did like 300 wall balls and 15 muscle ups in like 12 minutes, which is basically impossible.
You're a thief and a liar.
I only lied about being a thief.
And in addition to not passing the eye test, and I know he got there at 4 a.m. and this and that.
I sneezed this morning. I stubbed my toe on the way to the arena. I don't know if you can see, but I have a hangnail.
Look, Colton Mertens won an open event worldwide after he just had a parent pass away. He has won events and placed at competitions while having the flu.
People that come and they make excuses to try and discredit the athletes that are beating them and to protect their fragile egos.
There's no way that being tired in the accumulation of the weekend could result in what we saw there. But it's not just that, it's everything. Take that and then all the messages I've got, all of the rumors, the fact that he has no video, and add to that that he signed up at one affiliate, did the workouts at a different affiliate in a different state where he doesn't work out with anyone, with a judge that doesn't do CrossFit. This guy, professional NBA Jam player. I kind of hope that's a real thing. That'd be cool. But nobody can find this guy. Was he even there? Probably not. And if he was, does he even know how to judge CrossFit? He didn't take the judges course. There's not a little J next to his name. So we have a top 10 athlete in the world, supposedly, going in to do a workout at an affiliate where he's not signed up under their banner, with nobody watching, with no video, with a judge who didn't take the judges course, and who we have zero evidence does CrossFit, and an affiliate who doesn't really seem to believe in him either. If you look at the text messages that I had with them, basically says, look, man, we don't really know him. Nobody really saw it. We don't know the guy that judged him. He's not a member here. Does that sound like the stuff of a top 10 worldwide athlete? There's not a single athlete in the top 100 worldwide who did their open like this. It is worth the scrutiny for this alone, even if he didn't cheat, but he did. Whether it's skirting the standards and getting 5 or 6 extra here or there, or just flat out cheating, the fact that there's no video and the fact that he's done other qualifiers and then underperformed, there's no question left in my mind. I'm buying the fact that Cale Layman cheated to get to Mayhem and stole somebody's spot.
You're a thief and a liar.
To what level, I don't know, but he did not get those scores with good reps, and there's zero evidence that he did. He should come out and produce something that shows that he's somewhere near the capability of what he said he was during the Open. And if he doesn't, and he disappears, then we'll have our answer. We're not just going to forget about it. There are livelihoods at stake, sponsorships, game spots, and he's on to you. He's watching you. He's coming for you.
You will do nothing because you can do nothing. You will do nothing because you can do nothing.